Hello, everyone. This is the inaugural video of a series that I want to do on YouTube, investigating statistics and anomalies therein, and really just going towards the heart of how people are being affected by manipulation of YouTube. And so, this is not going to be a series like facepalm moments of the week, stupid things of the week, or dim bulb of the week, or drama alert. Nothing like that. This is going to be a companion to the weekly flags recap, where, yes, some villains will emerge, but this is not about shaming people. This is about learning about the the mechanisms behind all of this fake fame that can be made on YouTube and how little people are actually getting from it. So, being that it is a companion series to the Weekly Flags recap, I want to start with giving you some links to set the tone. One of which is five YouTubers that lost their fame. If you were to watch that video in conjunction with this one, you would get a better understanding of one of the anomalies that I'm going to look at in this first video. And then I'm going to leave you with a blog post. It was "Get Rich or Die Vlogging: The Sad Economics of Internet Fame," and I found it particularly enlightening as far as a bunch of YouTubers' personal stories about how they had one of them 70,000 subscribers and didn't have but 80,000 or $80 in her bank account or something like that, and people who have walked the red carpet without knowing if they can pay the rent, stuff like that. And this is a very misleading format sometimes. People can look a lot more expensive and blingy than they actually are. Special effects can be got on the cheap and be better than Hollywood quality from 10 years ago. People only show you the parts of themselves that they want you to see. You don't see the bad parts. People light themselves in a certain way. They crop the videos in certain ways. They pick which room of the house that they're going to film in. I even do it, and all of these things are, in a way, lending to a spirit of, hey, everybody else is doing well on YouTube, so why can't I do it? And then you see a lot of people trying to follow the trends of others, trying to make it big on YouTube, thinking that that's going to be their big payout. And this has been a theme with YouTube partners for years now, but there's a lot of broken hearts happening daily when people try out the medium and they fail. And even though they achieve high numbers on certain videos, they still don't see how they didn't make it on the back end with revenue. So, in this investigation, first it's going to be very productive to clear out some of the larger video views and subscription losses that kind of muddy the waters as far as taking a really good look at individual users who are manipulating the system. Because there are larger YouTubers, larger corporations that have been manipulating the system for years, basically setting a bar way above anyone who has, I would say, organic numbers. And this news has come out as viral before about how Rihanna and EMI Music and Epitaph and Basically, every music label were paying for views and subscribers that were fake. And they have faced very large corrections on YouTube where YouTube will analyze their data and decide, you know what, no, you don't have all of those views and you aren't that popular. You actually don't have that fame that you are purporting to have. It doesn't translate onto YouTube as well as you say it does. And so we're going to just delete all of these views that you procured through services where you bought them. Now, this becomes a viral news story about once a year where somebody loses millions of views off of a music video that is still up, and people are like, well, why was it dinged? Why did they delete all those views? And then they say, aha, gotcha. But you know what? This happens every day. Okay? So, in the past month, you probably haven't seen any viral news on, say, Atlantic Records. Now, their YouTube channel has been the biggest loser of video views this month. They have lost over 1 billion views. Why? Now, they might say, well, we're switching formats, or there was some clerical error with software. No, they lost the views because YouTube dinged them, and they lost it to the tune of 1,264,000,000 views. And this manipulation of YouTube, it serves to try to drive people to go buy records. People are attracted to already popular things, and this is a psychological technique that they are using. They're basically priming the pump by pumping up their artists into stratospheric numbers that no normal YouTuber could ever get with, say, a parody song based on Miley Cyrus. They want their stars to be 10 times better than anything you could get organically as a normal person who doesn't have a label behind you. So they inflate views. Another music company that lost almost as many views this month is called Parlophone. And you might not have heard of them because although they do have English-speaking artists, they all have accents for the most part, and they are serving different parts of the world other than the United States primarily. Also, Warner Brothers Records lost 500 million views just this month. No news coming out of it, even though when the news does break, they didn't even lose that many views when the news did break. Rihanna loses 3 million views off of her video and it's news. Warner Brothers lost 500 million, 500 million views this month. And because the viral news just doesn't hit the news cycle this month, you don't hear about it. Melody Music Group as well. But the other channels that have lost plenty of views this month would be things like Star VJ, CINN TV, MAA TV. Those channels are having negotiation problems with YouTube, and they are pulling their content. So those actually have legitimate reasons for losing millions of video views, because when those videos get deleted, they get subtracted from the total count, and so those can have a pass, but they still muddy the waters as far as what are the top losers of the month. I mean, so much of that happens that when you make a top 100 list of channels that lost subscribers and views in a month, you might find 2 or 3 villains, and you find mostly business decisions in the top 100. You find business decisions to inflate views by corporations. And corporations are a lot harder to hate. They're not individual people, you know. In the top 10 of losers this month, there is one loser that stands out, and this accompanies the weekly Flags recap story on this. This is Team 4-Star. Now, because they had all of their Dragon Ball Z abridged videos DMCA'd by the original makers of Dragon Ball Z, they've lost 150 million views on those videos. Now, if they are to come to a deal with the original makers of Dragon Ball Z, then they might get those views back. But still, that is the largest loss this month of a YouTuber that is organic, you know, that didn't pay for those views. So the top 9 of this month, they're all corporations, they're all companies that are trying to translate over onto YouTube. 1 out of the top 10 is organic. And some of the biggest losses I've seen this year, just to recap the whole year, are from a corporation pulling sports related stuff off of YouTube. That would be ESPN and all of its affiliates. You'll see a lot less NFL coverage, a lot less NCAA tournament coverage, a lot less clips of NCAA football, because ESPN wants people to use their own apps and go to the ESPN website where they have better deals with their ad revenue. And they've basically done the math and found that they don't get as much money by being on YouTube as they do pulling their footage from YouTube and putting it on their own website. And this is similar to Comedy Central's use of their own content and just putting little preview clips on YouTube to get you to go over to their website where you can see full episodes of their videos, and they try to keep their content off of YouTube as much as possible. Only little snippets here and there. And I'd say the one YouTube villain that I've been tracking the most this past year was Ray William Johnson. And I was doing that because largely of my feelings about him selling out his Equals 3 channel. And the idea that when he got burned out in 2014, he could just stop making the videos himself and put a different host on the Equals 3 show in order to keep the show going and keep it within his control so he's still getting paid. And basically the money dictated that he stayed in the position that he was. Because there's a lot of people who would love to do recaps on the silly things on YouTube, that could have taken his place, but he was able to keep a good number of his subscribers and that throne of being the YouTube regurgitator of viral videos. And recently, the host that he had switched to in 2014 left, and he's replaced that host with Kaja Martin in the last 2-3 months. And what I was seeing was a marked drop in views and subscriptions. And it was not something that I would expect from a switch in hosts, like what happened the first time in 2014 when he switched hosts. No, this was something else that just happened to coincide with the loss of his first replacement host. When Kaja started, I started to see a controlled decline of the channel. And when I say controlled decline, normally views and subscriptions are unpredictable day to day on a channel like that. They are very dynamic, and you don't see numbers that if you were to graph them, that would stay close to the line of the median growth. You see wild fluctuations. You can see somebody get 200 subscribers one day and 2,000 the next, and you can take an average over the month, but largely the numbers vary, at least in the hundreds, away from the median. And what I was seeing was a decline of almost exactly 1,000 subscribers per day. Over what they normally had. So basically, take the average of the growth, and it got turned into the average decline, being 1,000 less. And that happened for a couple months, and then it stopped on exactly November 28th, 2015 was when the decline of that channel finally stopped. And it was a slow bleed. And I thought about this. How do you achieve such a slow bleed? It isn't the difference of it being Kaja on the channel, because right after November 28th, Kaja's still the host, and they go right back to the same kind of growth that they were having prior to this slow bleed. What I suspect that it is YouTube does not want a viral news story getting out again about people manipulating subs and views, and so they're taking their larger organic YouTubers, and instead of hitting them all at once with a very large loss of subscribers, they are giving them a controlled decline over time in their subscriber counts, in order to make it look like they're not losing those subscribers all on one day. This is an organic thing, but still it looks inorganic in a different way. So, yeah, Ray William Johnson probably would have dominated this series if it had existed for the last 2 years, because he would have been the villain. So yeah, that's the first episode of this. Go ahead and tell me in the subscription, or sorry, in the comments below, what you think of who I should investigate further as far as views and subscriptions manipulation, and where you think I should go with this conversation, because I feel like getting this out there might create more YouTubers who focus on content rather than what they think is going to get the people to like, subscribe, and comment and share. You know, even that meme at the end of people's videos, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and rate, and all that, that has been played out. You know, people thought that might have been a good thing because they thought, well, bigger YouTubers are doing it. Why don't we all do it? And people noticed that it just made their content look even more fake and unrelatable to people. And so people stopped doing it, and they noticed, there wasn't that much of a bonus to adding that tail to your video. So there's all sorts of ground to cover here. Next week will be episode 2, and hopefully we'll progress this conversation further.